Good evening, everybody. I'm Mike with Omega Outdoors and Exploration, and tonight I wanted to show you my review of the IROAR Go, the best Bluetooth speaker I've ever used. First, I wanted to start off by saying I've seen a whole bunch of reviews of this Bluetooth speaker on YouTube, and I didn't like the way they were doing it. What they pretty much were doing was playing a 10-second segment of this Bluetooth speaker blasting at a certain percentage level volume, and then they were comparing it to the same percentage of volume to another Bluetooth speaker. And that's pretty much what the whole video consisted of on several of the other reviews I've seen of this, and it's just nonsense. I mean, I can play this Bluetooth speaker for you through the video, but you're not going to really hear what this can put out until you get one for yourself. But what I can do is tell you my experience with it. I've used this very avidly for about 5 to 6 months now. Before that, I was using a Philips Shockbox, which in itself is a really good Bluetooth speaker. I spent $150 on the Shockbox, and I had it for about 6 years, and it did very, very well for me. It's still working great. I just needed to upgrade, and I got this. This isn't for everybody. This is considered to be an ultra high-end Bluetooth speaker. It's one of the literal best on the market. I have Bose Wave Radio, and this sounds very, very similar to what the Bose Wave Radio can put out, and this is a very small fraction of the size. When these first came out, they were in a area roughly of about $280 to $300. Now they're at a price point of about $200, and that's roughly the lowest I've ever seen one anywhere, was about $200. And I just have the box to show you how it comes. I had to dig it out, but when you get it right away, I mean, the first thing you feel is the weight. It's got a lot of weight for its size. But before I get into the speaker, I just want to show you the plug really quick, because this is something else that I thought was really cool that I haven't seen with other Bluetooth speakers I've gotten in the past. I love my music though. Even when I'm out at my camp and hiking, I love taking music with me because that's just what I like. There's no right or wrong way to it, it's just what I like. And here's the plug. The plug itself is better quality than other ones I've had in the past for other Bluetooth speakers. And it has a push button right here. And you push that, and the receptacle plug pops out. And I'm not sure what part of the world this one is for, but it has another universal plug right here. I believe this one's Europe. I'm not exactly sure, don't quote me, but if you know, leave it in the comments below. And I don't know, I'm not sure what this one is for, but they give you other common receptacle plates for different parts of the world, and I thought that was really cool. I'll never have use for them, but there will be people that do. There's a USB plug that comes with it, so you can charge your other devices or hook other devices up to it. You can hook it into a computer. There's a extension for the auxiliary plug right there. So let me put this all away, and then we'll start talking about the speaker. On the back of the box, it gives you a really great deal of information. And a really good picture and description. I wasn't able to find how many watts this was. I really researched for quite a while and looked everywhere I could to try to find exactly how many watts this thing was, and I just couldn't do it. But it's got to be between somewhere in the range of 20 to 40 watts. I don't know for sure. Don't quote me on that. I'm just going off of other Bluetooth speakers I've had in the past, and I've had quite a few. I've probably gone through 15 Bluetooth speakers in mid to high-end range in the last 6-7 years. I just use them a lot. So this one, like I said, I think it was in like the $280 price range when this first came out, but now it has a price point of $200, and I think that's about the lowest I've seen it anywhere. The size of this in inches is 2.12 inches by 7.55 inches by 3.81 inches. Millimeters, it's 54 by 192 by 97 millimeters. It weighs 28.5 ounces. It has two 1.5 inch tweeters, which are located here and here. It's got a one 2.5 inch sub, which is right here, and it has two passive bass radiators, one here and one here. And when this thing is thumping and when you got it turned up, you can see those bass radiators really moving. It has a built-in 5200 mAh lithium-ion battery. It has Bluetooth 4.2. It has a dual amp, 1 amp for the high-end speakers and 1 amp for the subwoofer. Let me see. You can download the Sound Blaster app, the Sound Blaster content app at the App Store or Google Play. And I believe that that's enough for the specs. I can just go over the rest with you because I've used this long enough to know how it operates and fully functions at this point. On the bottom of the speaker, first to start out, it has really solid and dense rubber strips on both sides. That's to keep a very solid footing when you have it this way. And it has, I had a little bit of a light failure there. I'm sorry about that, everybody. I don't know what happened there. I had a failure with my light. I've had that light for years too. I think it needs a new bulb. I smelled something in the background too. I was trying to figure out what it was, and it was the bulb blowing out. It was just so close to my face that I could smell it getting ready to go. I guess the filament burnt out. But I have a substitute for now. It's not the best. I'll have to get a new bulb for my filming light. But anyway, to get back to where I was, it's got these really solid rubber strips on the back as well. And there's a reason for that. There's a reason for the two sets of rubber feet that are on there. One of them is that you keep the speaker this way, and it puts a really, really direct sound into the room. And it's got a very loud, direct sound. And if you put it this way, it's more of a rich sound with a deeper bass. It's just how it is. And like I had already said, the subwoofer's in the middle, right there, and the tweeters are on the sides, and the bass radiators are on either side, and you could really see those things moving when you got this thumping. Now, it has a lot more switches, a lot more buttons, control buttons on here than a lot of other Bluetooth speakers I've ever had. Your power button, your volume control, answering phone calls, and switching over to Bluetooth, and your source. Your source, when you switch this button, will change the lights right here, and it'll show you if it's on Bluetooth, SD card, USB, or auxiliary. On the top here, there's another set of switches and IROAR button. You hit that, it's like the loudness button. It kind of like doubles in sound and intensity. It pretty much turns the speaker into a monster when you push that button. And then it has all the controls right here for when you put the SD card in here and pretty much turn this into a jukebox. You don't need anything for it that way. You just put all your music onto a SD card. I don't know, you get 124 or 64 gigabyte or a terabyte. I don't know if they make them SD card. And that goes right there. And while I'm at it, there's the USB port and the DC out for charging other components like a cell phone. This also doubles as a charger, which is really cool. It has a splash resistant rating of IPX6. And it's incredible. It's got very nice weight to it, but I really have to say I have used this very intensely for about 6 months, and it really blows away every other Bluetooth speaker I've ever had for it. Yeah, this definitely and without a doubt blows away any other Bluetooth speaker I've had before this. And I mean, it's not for everybody. I have the Philips Shockbox, and that was all the craze like 5 years ago, so I had to get one. It was like in a $150 price range, and it sounded great, and it still does. It still works great to this day. It was just time for an upgrade for me. This is not one that I actually would probably take backpacking unless I was taking a lot of stuff with me and going overnight. I mean, or if I was going on just a really short day hike, I guess, and wanted to have really good music to play in the background. The only time I wouldn't take this with me backpacking is depending on what I was doing. If space was an issue, if I needed space in my pack for other stuff, then I'd probably go with one of my other Bluetooth speakers, like the JBL. I have a round JBL Bluetooth speaker that sounds incredibly well, and it takes almost no room up. So anyway, I'm coming to the conclusion of my video now, and I can go on and on and on about this speaker, but in a nutshell, it's literally the best Bluetooth speaker I've ever had in this size category. And I'm definitely interested in looking into getting the original IROAR. It comes with a huge subwoofer and a docking station. It's like 10 times the size of this one. It's like an actual home unit. But other Bluetooth speakers that I have had in this price and size category, I don't really want to get into naming too many of the other ones, but this pretty much blows them away. I don't know what kind of copyright issues come along with that. But like I said, I can play this and I can blast it, but you're not going to really be able to hear the sound the way you should, the sound this actually pumps out, unless you actually have one in your own presence and you're playing it yourself. Like I said, I had seen a couple of videos before with a few people that did that, and it was pretty much 99% of the video was them playing the speaker at a certain percentage of volume compared to another speaker playing at a certain percentage of volume. And although you kind of could hear differences, you can clearly hear some distinct differences between the two speakers, you're still not going to be able to hear what this one sounds like unless you have one yourself. So that's why I opted not to do that. I'll leave a link in the description box below for Creative Labs. You can go check their stuff out. They have excellent speakers. And that concludes my video. I'm Mike with Omega Outdoors. I hope you enjoyed my video. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And if you have any questions, just ask. I'll get back to answering you as soon as I can. And this is one of a few different reviews I'm going to be doing of Bluetooth speakers. I'm going to do a few more over the next couple of weeks. So until then, I'm Mike with Omega Outdoors. Have a great night.